Hello.
Hello. Hello.
We're back.
Well, yeah, we're back after our long hiatus. It was
Unintended.
unintended. Kind of. I mean, it was holiday season. We were
Yeah,
both
it was
super
Christmas.
busy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we both basically ended up getting busy on alternate days.
Yeah,
so there
pretty
was
much.
we ended up with no time.
Can we do this day? I can. Can you do this day?
No.
No.
Yeah. So,
Anyway.
but yeah, before Christmas it went a bit nuts.
Yeah, it's a bit nuts. Yeah, anyway, thank you for joining us. Welcome back.
Hope you all had lovely
I hope you all had, lovely New Year and lovely Christmas.
festive things.
Hope you all got the presents that you wanted. I'm Perry.
I'm
This
Ed.
is Ed, and we're guys playing games, and we're going to talk to you for about an hour about games, like
Yeah.
we normally do. I don't know
I
why.
think- yeah, I think
this
this
intro's
week-
weirder than normal.
This week we're going to do a bit of a because we didn't really get again unintentionally didn't do much a roundup of you sort of
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, we didn't do a roundup, did we?
So we'll do a little bit of a belated roundup of last year, and then maybe
We've got a bit of a
yeah,
special treat for you in the end.
yeah, and then maybe have a bit of a look to the future, see what's coming out. This stuff that we're excited about.
To the star.
Yeah, what are you on?
That's a Dragonheart reference for any of you 90s kids out there that was as much in love with that film as I was.
Good. Should we let's move rapidly
Swiftly
move
on.
Yeah.
Swiftly on from that.
Well, you've been teasing me since we spoke about doing the podcast the other day that you have lots of things to talk about. So I'm going to make you go first.
You make me go
'cause
first?
I want to know because you won't tell me what it is you're going to talk about. So Perry, what have you been playing over the festive period?
So I've obviously been playing RuneScape because the grind never
I mean,
stops. It never stops. We've been making mad gains on RuneScape.
That's just
obviously.
a given now.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I'm doing like a lot of boss runs. I'm doing a lot of bossings. Basically, whenever I log in, I'm killing bosses because I'm a boss. Anyway, now the biggest thing I wanted to talk about that I've been playing for the last like 2 weeks
Intrigue.
is dun, 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 it's called They Are Billions.
Have you? Okay, I am aware of this.
Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Fuck this game. Fuck this game.
It's so from what I know, this is an early access on Steam.
Yeah, it is. It's early access. So the only, so the developers have basically promised like way more content than what's currently there. So I think there's going to be like a story mode and different game types and stuff. But essentially, what it is, it's like a PVE real time strategy, and it literally the aim of the game is to build a colony that is strong enough to survive the last wave of zombies. so every few days, so you can pick the difficulty settings are like you pick the amount of days you want to play and then the density of the zombies. So you can go like brutal, which is like 80 days, which is the shortest time span, with like the most packed amount of zombies. Like literally, you go out your gate and there's just like a horde of zombies just waiting for you. Nice. Or the flip side is like 150 days. I think is the longest time span, but that's long. That's like 6 hours. Like,
Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
How long was the 80 days version?
Oh man, 80 days is still hefty. Like, so when I first started playing, I was playing on 80 days because I was like, I don't want to spend too long on it. I was still doing like 3 hours.
Wow.
Like my first ever playthrough, Chip was here when I did it, and we were like, so the biggest gimmick of this game is you can pause it. So you can pause it and micro your stuff, and then unpause it and keep going. So that's the biggest thing. So you pause, get all your building set up, unpause, they start building. Like that's like the biggest thing. So, but we were pausing like every 3 seconds. We were like, pause, move this unit here, build this building, unpause, pause. Like it took us like 6 hours. We got to day 60 and I think we died. It was like so crushing. It was a crushing defeat. This game is so fun, and I urge anyone that likes like real-time strategies like StarCraft or Warcraft 3 play this game because it's fucking great. Like
I have seen a couple of streamers. I was watching Kokon.
Have you seen Co play it?
Yeah, he was like playing. I think he was playing on like the hardest settings or whatever.
Yeah.
And he would literally get like 5 minutes into a game and something would fuck up. And
Yeah.
Just like, God damn it! And he would just like start all over again.
The best thing about because I watch Co playing it all the time as well, and the best thing about him playing it is like he doesn't build walls quick enough. So there'll literally be one zombie. So the other thing is if a zombie destroys one of your buildings, the building then produces more zombies. So it's literally like if you let one in, you're fucked. Like you just get overrun. Yeah. It's absolutely insane. But like he would let one zombie get in, it would take out one of his tents, and then 3 zombies would spawn, and then they would attack the next tent, and like he would just not be able to control it. But everyone is spamming in his chat like, build walls, build walls. You need to build walls. Like, it's hilarious. But the tactical element of this game is absolutely insane. Like, I watched a YouTube series of a guy called AZN, like AZN Elite. Right. He's an Asian guy, so it's obviously Asian Elite 1, 2, 3. And he's basically completed the game, every map on the hardest difficulty. And
because am I right in thinking there's only like, again, because it's early access, it's quite limited in the content that's currently available.
Only game mode you have is up to a certain amount of days, and there are only 4 maps.
Yeah.
So, but you can only play the next map after you've beat the previous map.
Right. Okay.
So you can't just like pick a map and play it. Like, right. So there's kind of an element of progression. And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if they said that we're not going to produce anything more for this game, I would be fine with that, because this game, like, the content it has produced is worth the £16 that you pay for it alone.
Wow.
Like, for sure. But like, yeah, if they give me a campaign, then I'm happy for that. If they give me like, so apparently one of the modes that's been teased is an endless mode. Okay. So you don't have, so you have unlimited days, and literally you just survive until you die. Like, it's like you just keep getting waves thrown at you until you die.
It's going to be some crazy numbers on that.
It's going to be insane. I'm pumped to see this Asian Elite guy do the unlimited, because like some of his playthroughs, like when he does the 80 days on brutal, it still takes him like 3-4 hours to get there. Like, it's nuts though, because the amount of microing he does as well. So he uses, so there are like different like unit types in the game as well. So there's like rangers, soldiers, and snipers are the 3 main units, basically, like soldier units. And then you have bigger units like Thanatos, Titans, and Lucifers, and they're basically like elite units. So Thanatos is like a long range mortar style.
Right.
Titans are like in a big mech, and they have like AoE machine guns. And Lucifers are like flamethrowers. Literally, they have a flamethrower on each hand, and they just like burn you down. But they all have like triple the amount of health as a normal unit. So what he does is he makes rangers, but then he'll run into a big group with the group of rangers. Then he'll pick one of them out, and then just run in circles around the zombies, and like micro this one unit to control the zombies, so they don't rush for the big group. It's insane. Like, some of the tactics that people are using are just absolutely nuts.
Oh, that's interesting. So the horde goes after the individual unit.
Yeah, the thing. So there's definitely still some bugs in the AI. Like, it doesn't. So the way the waves work, on the horde waves, the zombies are designed to almost flow like water. Like, they'll take the quickest possible route to the command center.
Right.
And if it means they hit a certain wall and they miss another wall, then that's just bad luck. But the zombies that are just sort of lingering outside the base, they will attack the closest thing to them. So if you run this unit too close to them and then just run in circles around it, it'll never hit you, and then the rest of your units can kill it. So it's kind of like, it's a bit cheesy at the minute, but it's still impressive. Like, watching this guy micro, like, because he's not doing it with just one unit, he's doing it with like 4, like in different groups. Just like, it's genuinely impressive. Yeah, but he's also amazing. So this Chip and I determined as well, and he will completely back me up on this, that I am shit at managing my economy. So I'll build a bunch of buildings, I'll pause, build a bunch of buildings, unpause, and then I'll just follow this group of archers around the map as they clear out zombies. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, killing zombies. He's like, "Pause the game, manage your economy, and come back to them later." I'm like,
so the accountant and him coming
okay. Like, but it's nuts. Like, so you get like a gold income based on the amount of tents and stuff you have, and my average is like 1,000. No, well, my average is probably like 800. My best is probably like 1,200. Now, when this Asian elite guy does it, he literally gets up to like 3,000 gold income per tick. It's like, how are you doing this? Like, teach me. It's absolutely insane. But this game is just hours of content, and like the frustration of getting to like day 75 and dying to the last wave before the final wave. You're like, I just wasted 3 hours of my life.
So there's no, so you can't like save and reload.
It saves as you're playing, basically, and you can reload to there's a rule basically that means that you can't. There's a certain point that you can't reload past. So you can't just like you can't fuck up, then go back and start again. Like start from a safe point and do something differently. Like I'm pretty sure it saves quite regularly. But I mean, you can save and exit the game. Like it's designed so. All right, yeah, it takes you like 6 hours to do 150 days, but you can save it, come back to it tomorrow.
Yeah,
like
of course,
you can do stuff like that. I got so I got Az onto it, and he did his first playthrough about a week ago, and he got to like day 22, and then he died, and he was just like, "Fuck this game! This game was so shit!" Like it was so funny.
Nice.
So, yeah, but everyone's on it. Everyone's like. This is like
because
it's a breath of fresh air when it comes to like the sorts of games we're getting given at the minute. Like we need this is such a unique take on an RTS because it's purely PVM, like PVE. Like you don't fight other players. Like and the multiplayer element that they're thinking of introducing is a co-op element. Okay. It's not going to be an against each other thing.
Right.
So it's like two of you are building colonies together on the same map.
Yeah, I mean, given the whole crux is the kind of versus zombies thing, like a PvP wouldn't really work. I guess.
But then you think like a co-op version of the game would be fucking sick. Like that would be so cool to be able to like survive these zombie waves with someone else in the game. That would be so cool. But yeah, this is what I've been playing. It has consumed me for like the last 2 weeks, and I hate and love this game.
Nice.
And do you want to know the worst thing?
What's the worst thing?
I still haven't beaten map 1.
Nice. Well played.
I call myself a gamer, and I still have not beaten map 1. Like, I've died on the last wave, like, 5 times now. Like, and it's always because, as well, I don't anticipate where they're coming from. Walls. Yeah, well, so I build enough walls, but in the wrong fucking places. So like I'm reinforcing positions that just don't even get looked at by the zombies. So they'll just like walk around my massive row of machine guns and turrets and walls, and just go for this like 3-block wall that they can just chew through in a second.
Nice.
So I'm like, well, fuck.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what's been consuming me. That and like RuneScape stuff as well.
Yeah.
So I actually want to do a quick segment on RuneScape because in the last. What day is it? The 10th. On the 4th, the newest quest was released in RuneScape, and it's Dragon Slayer 2, and it was exactly 16 years after the release of Dragon Slayer 1.
Wow.
Yeah. How fucking cool is that, right? That's so cool. So, in 2002, on the 4th of January, Dragon Slayer 1 was released for the for like the member. There's just it wasn't even membership in that time. You just signed up and played.
Yeah.
And then 16 years later, they've created Dragon Slayer 2. Now, the content that has come off the back of this, so I watched a bunch of streamers like live stream this, like completing the quest and stuff. Oh my fuck! It looks so hard. Like there are 3 bosses in the quest that you have to kill, and all of them just look ridiculous. Like I was watching, so one of the hardcore Iron Man streamers that I watch, his name is Foe. He got hit for a 97, and he had. Considering the health cap is 99, he teleported out with 2 health. Like he was like just because he walked into the wrong direction and got hit by this dragon, and he nearly died. He nearly lost his hardcore status. So hardcore Iron Man is you've never died in the game basically, and he was just like he's like back to the drawing board. So he was intentionally dying on his standard account. Just so he could experience the fight again and again and again to see what it was about. And he was just like, yeah, I've done it like 20 times now. I think I'm ready. Goes into it on his hardcore and he's just like, I've never once been hit by that mechanic. Never once. Like,
nice.
Yeah. So RuneScape's in a really good place in the minute. Like, cool. It's getting to the point where so in the last Q&A that the devs had, everyone was like, when are you giving us new servers? Because the rate at which we're picking up new players, like servers are just full.
Oh wow!
Like it's nuts. So on average, like this time of day, I suppose America's woken up now. So this time of day, you're looking at like back in the day, it would have been like 400 to 500 people per server, and now it's like 600 to 700 to 800. Like you're looking at the population is just massively increased, and off the back of it, they need to start putting their fingers out and giving us some more servers. Otherwise, it makes like so there are certain things in RuneScape that are actually really hard to do when the servers are really densely populated. So like there are areas, exactly. So like there are areas in the game that are multi-combat but it means for me, an Iron Man, if someone attacks my minion, it means I don't get the loot for it. So
Okay.
if I'm killing something and then someone comes in, attacks it once just to be like fuck you, basically, it means that I don't get that item. Like it's just it makes some certain things, some skilling as well.
So are you flagged, like in the game, are you flagged to other players as being an Iron Man?
Yeah.
Account?
So my it's in my name anyway because I'm fucking vain. I'm vain as fuck. Like my Iron Man's account name was Iron Darwin. Like
Nice.
odds. But also if I was to speak to them, they would see a little helmet in the corner, like just before my name, and that signifies that I'm an Iron Man character. So yeah, RuneScape's in a really good position at the minute. They're producing they're producing really interesting content, and like some of the stuff. Well, I'll talk about this actually in what I'm looking forward to next year. Actually, so we'll come back to that. So that's basically me. That's what I've been consumed with for the last 2 weeks.
Good times.
That and Hearthstone, but I think you got a little bit to say about Hearthstone, haven't you?
Well, yeah, a little bit. I got a bit back into it over Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been enjoying the new expansion. Actually, it seems to be a pretty decent expansion all round. Really.
I'm enjoying it a lot.
There seems to be a good range of like very usable decks.
Yeah. Have you done much dungeon running?
Yeah, I've done a fair bit. I haven't fucking completed one yet.
Really?
I've got to like the last one like a couple of times, and then I just get like. They just get like ridiculous.
Some of them are just fucking dumb.
Yeah,
like the darkness. The darkness is the worst thing.
Oh, I don't think I've even seen that one yet.
Its hero power is summon a 5/5 for 0 mana. And so at the beginning of the game, you get 4 candles that basically, when you use the card, it kills all the 5/5s. Because that's like you light the candle, the darkness dies basically.
Right.
But like you get to the point where you're like, if you don't play an aggro like super quick deck. You're having to like burn these candles just while you ramp, and you're like, you get to the end of the game and the guy's just got like a full board of 5/5s, and you're like, well, I can't do anything with this.
Nice.
Yeah. So what are some of the best like artifact combos you've had in your dungeon runs?
Oh god. Christ, I can't even think.
I'll tell you one of ours. So Chip and I did a paladin run, and we got the Justicar's Ring, which makes your hero power. It buffs your hero power, right?
Yeah, it's like one mana for a 2/2.
No, it's 1 mana for 2 1/1s.
Oh, yeah.
But we basically built this paladin deck to be recruit buff.
Mm-hmm.
So we had like quartermasters, we had level up, we had so much shit. So by the end of the game, we just had like 7 4/4s with taunt, just like running into face. We're like. To battle! Oh, fucking, it was awful. We lost with it in the end. Like, we got beat by, I think it was King Togwaggle right at the end. King Togwaggle was dumb as well. That's the one.
There's a few that are like can really snowball quite quickly if you don't get a handle on them.
It's huge.
Like,
even some of the earlier ones that are designed to. So after you get your second artifact, the minions go up a level basically. Mm-hmm. So the hero powers and stuff like that go up.
Yep.
But if you get the one that like. The one with the whiplash that whips the minion, does 1 damage, but increases attack by 4. It's like, what?
Yeah.
It's fucking dumb. It's dumb.
Suddenly that 1/2 is...
Or suddenly that 0/2 Nerubian egg is like a 5/1 tank on its own, and then you have to kill it, and then all of a sudden there's a fucking 5/5 out of it. Like, get out of my life. But yeah, I've seen some... Apparently, Trump... was the first person to go 9-0.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, how nuts is that? Apparently, Hafu and Toast were really close behind him as well. Like, I think they both got it the next day. But for the people
who are not following this, there was. I think it was just like a community challenge that came up.
It was a Twitch challenge.
Oh, was it official?
Yeah.
Like
Twitch challenged the streamers.
To complete a dungeon run on each class without dying, basically. Which is pretty nuts. Yeah.
So
especially with some of the RNG that you get with your little card drops, like some of the so at the end of each boss you get a choice of 3 sets of 3 cards, which are kind of themed, and each like little mini pack is kind of themed. But some of the ones I've been getting, like the choice has been horrendous. Like all 3 of them, have just been garbage.
Some of them are really awful. I mean, I got super lucky with my druid, and I just got Jade. like literally, I think every rotation was Jade, and I was just like, pick the Jade, pick the Jade, pick the Jade, and then I think I got the treasure that doubles your battle cries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was nuts. I'd literally, by like turn 6, I had like 12 Jades. It was stupid. I had 3 Ayers in my deck and 4 carnivorous cubes. Do you know what the carnivorous? Yeah. The one that like kills your minion and then when it dies, summons 2 more of it. Yeah. So you just use it on.
I'm well aware of the cube. Cube Lock is the only deck that I don't enjoy playing against. All the other decks are fine, but Cube Lock is a massive pain in the ass.
Cube Lock's fucking annoying.
The first time I saw it, the guy played, I think during the match he played 5 Doom Guards. None of them he played manually, so none of them discarded any cards. So yeah, I was just basically fighting Doom Guards.
Did he use Manari to put it out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that card.
And then just Cube Lock it twice, and you just spend half a game just fighting like Doom Guards.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts.
And then there's that new Warlock
taunt. If he doesn't OTK you.
Yeah, there's that other stupid Warlock. I think it's a Warlock card.
Build a wall. The Void Lord.
Yes.
The 3/9 that summons 3 1/3s.
Yeah. What? That card is ridiculous.
It's so strong. I'm pretty sure that deck is called Build a Wall. It's like
so dumb. Such a dumb card.
Then you Void Reaver Gul'dan and summon them all back.
Yeah, it's like
what do I do with this?
That's the only deck in this expansion, because it was funny, like, because I played it for a few days and didn't actually hit that deck once. So I was playing it, I was like going, there's a lot of interesting decks. Nothing seems to be like ridiculously OP, and then I got it twice in a row and I was just like, what is this shit? Like, what is going on?
How do you compete with that? How?
Yeah, it was a bit ridiculous.
What decks have you been playing most?
What have I been playing? I tried a bit of Mill Rogue. I was liking it, but I wasn't finding a lot of consistency. I don't know if I was just getting really unlucky with my draws.
I fully agree. I think that the problem with that deck is like it requires you to pull all of your cards, like literally all of them.
If you don't get the lifesteal for the weapon, you're just screwed, because it hinges around the lifesteal on the weapon and buffing the weapon up. I think the first 3 or 4 games that I played with it, I didn't pull the lifesteal card once. So it's just like, this deck is ridiculous.
It's super fun to play, but only when everything goes correctly.
Kibler's Spell Hunter is a lot of, I was having a lot of fun with that, actually.
Are you playing it?
Yeah, it's great.
Oh shit! So you've got like Rock Dalar or whatever it's called. The hunter bow, the legendary weapon. It's like its effect is battle cry. If you have
I didn't. I haven't actually. I switched it out for
that makes the deck.
I've been doing right with it anyway. I actually switched it out for the one that I can't remember the name of.
Is it the Piranha launcher?
No, it's one of the.
I fucking love that card.
It's one of the classic ones, the one that makes you immune. It's like a 7 drop weapon. What's it called? I can't remember.
The Gladiator's bow.
Yeah, whatever it is.
The 5/2.
Yeah, and it makes you immune.
Yeah, it makes you immune while you're attacking.
Yeah, so I stuck that in instead, and it's actually worked out all right, because it makes you immune. It allows you to kind of trade with some big stuff without taking damage, which is
makes sense really, because you have no real control. Well, I mean you do, because all of the hunter spells are damage cards.
Yeah, I mean the cards that I really the one card that actually is probably one of my favourite cards of the expansion is the secret Wandering Monster.
Yeah.
Which some of the results of that are just phenomenal.
It's almost a 3-cost monster.
Yeah, a random 3-cost. And some of the 3-costs I've been getting have just been ridiculous. So it's been insane value.
Yeah. You get like a Tar Creeper. Like, it's like,
what? I pulled like some sort of like 5/5 imp. And I was just like, it's obviously it's supposed to damage your hero when played. It's just like, cool, see you later.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's,
free win.
Yeah, so I've been happy about that. And also so there's a whole bunch of like animal companion cards, because there's like the
To My Side, Call of the Wild.
Yeah, so it's like you just there's no shortage of ways to generate minions on the board.
So Chip and I played an arena run, and we managed to draft 3 Call of the Wilds, and literally by the time we hit turn 9, we had curved into it, and I think there was like 4 games we won where we played the card, and the enemy just conceded. Like they were like, nice. Wow. Apparently Hunter is the best deck to do arena with at the minute.
Oh, really?
Purely because of its control spells. Like you can almost draft a full spell deck in arena for Hunter, and you're fine.
The other Hunter card, which is ridiculous, is the Emerald,
the fucking Spellstone.
Which play a secret.
So let's talk about this, because it's a 5-mana card, right?
Yep.
And its effect is already summon 2 3/3 wolves.
It can be up to 4 3/3 wolves if you play 2 secrets.
It's already a 5-mana 6/6, right?
Yeah.
And every time you play 2 secrets, it gets another 3/3. So it becomes a 5-mana 9/9 or a 5-mana 12/12. Like, it's fucking broken.
It's great.
If you compare it to all of the other Spellstones as well, it's so broken. Like, I think the only other Spellstone that compares is the Priest one, which is Resurrect 2 minions.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, that's only if you cast spells. So you have to cast a bunch of spells, and then you can just resurrect minions. So I've seen a bunch of...
is it like you have to cast 3 spells in a turn to upgrade it or something stupid like that?
I don't think it's specifically in one turn. I think it's just cast 3 spells to upgrade it. It's the Dragon Soul is the one where you have to cast 3 spells in a turn to summon a 5/5 dragon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I've seen a bunch of what's the 10 mana 10/10 that pulls a minion out of your deck?
Usage.
Usage, yeah, that's it. I've seen a bunch of Usage Resurrect Priests that are just running Spellstones, and like you're just fighting a wall of statues, obsidian statues, because Nizoth pulls one. Well, Barnes pulls Usage, and then Usage pulls a fucking 4-mana, a 9-mana 4/8 taunt with lifesteal, and like when that dies, you just instantly keep resummoning it, like with Eternal Servitude and all that sort of stuff. Like it looks like a really fun deck. The deck that I'm having the most fun with is the newest Dragon Priest.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's
I have
super good.
I net decked it, and I haven't really played with it very much.
It's so good. The thing that makes this deck OP is the Dustbreakers. Because
they are really
so good.
Yeah, they're really strong.
3 mana 3/3 that does 3 damage to every minion on the board.
Yeah,
if you're holding a dragon,
strong.
That's so strong. Also, the new acolytes that are in the deck as well that swap attack with another minion, they're super good. Like they're massive for like clearing out big minions, because you just swap the attack, give the 10 mana 10/10 that's just been summoned to attack, and then just trade into it. Like they're super good. Super controlling, really controlling. I like that playstyle though. Kind of suits me a lot. And of course, classic hand buff.
Yeah, I've been. That's one of the decks that I've been finding a lot of success with. Actually, I was really surprised. Well. I actually went back to one of my old. I think it was a deck I made myself. Shockingly.
Do you play it with like Bolvar and?
No.
You don't.
No, I don't know. I don't use
because I can't
remember. I can't remember who I've got in it, but it was one I made before this expansion actually, and
it's still doing good.
I just thought I'd give it a go, and it's actually probably got one of my best win rates.
That's pretty sick.
Currently.
Actually, I fucked around with the Druid weapon, Twig of the World Tree.
Oh yeah.
So there's a
I got a gold one of them.
Oh, did you really?
Did I?
Disenchant it. That's the free legendary.
No.
It's a free good legendary.
What's wrong with
Twig of the World Tree is crap. Like, let's be real. So you play it on curve 10/6, right? And then you don't get the 10 mana until 10/10 anyway. So it's like, no, you play it on curve turn 4, and you don't get the 10 mana until turn 10 anyway. So it kind of, the only gimmick is if you put Medivh in your deck.
Right.
So it automatically gives you a Tesh. So you play this on turn 4, and then turn 7 you play Medivh and you get a Tesh, and then you have 10 mana. Like that's where it works really well. But then by that time, like you've curved into it anyway, like because you ramped enough anyway. Sorry, because you're wild growthing, you're innovating, you're like you're doing all that shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I had a few games with that, with like a bit of a hybrid Jade Taunt Druid. It was quite cool. It was good fun.
The Druid got a couple of big taunt cards, if I remember rightly.
Oaken.
Yeah,
the 3 mana 3/6 that can't attack unless you've got 4 armor. Because you know why? Because all you need is an Oaken summoning, Oaken summoners or something like that. Yeah, it's a spell.
I haven't really done much with druids. I can't.
So it's a 6 mana card. It gives you 6 armor and then recruits a minion with 4 attack or less from your deck. So it gives you 6 mana, 6 armor, and then pulls the fucking taunt card out of your deck. So you have a 3 mana 6/6 that can attack. So it's dumb. I've also seen
combos.
I've also seen that combo with the tiger, the astral tiger. Death Rattle, put it back into your deck.
Oh, okay.
I was watching some YouTube video where some guy summoned it 27 times. It was like,
yes.
What?
Of course, why not?
Yeah, it's stupid. Because they got another recruit card. It was like an 8 mana 5/3. No, 8 mana 3/5. It's like a gnarled grizzly or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. But when it dies, it recruits 2 minions from your deck. 2 minions with 3 attack or less from your deck. So there's the fucking tigers back out. Like, yeah.
Nice.
So what have you been playing, Ed?
Yeah.
After a little rant
that was
Hearthstone.
only the Hearthstone's only a small portion of what I've been up to over since we last spoke.
So what? Give me the lowdown. What have you been playing?
Short version. Actually, since we did this, the DLC for Destiny 2 dropped. I'm not going to talk about that very much because there's not much to say really.
Chip and I put a day into it, and then we were like, "Cool, we've done this.
Yeah.
See ya."
Did you do the raid layer?
No.
See, that's the best part of it.
I bet it
by
is
a long way.
But the problem is, no one was willing to invest in the expansion.
It's fair to be honest. I mean, the aside from the raid layer, it's really short, not very interesting.
Subpar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, I'd say not very interesting. The lore behind it was quite good. Like the story aspect to it was really cool.
But yeah, just the use of the so-called infinite forest or the infinite corridor.
The infinite corridor that you can just run past.
A to B. It's just a thing that takes you somewhere else. It was. I expected more from it.
Me too, considering it's like a
just
£20 expansion.
Yeah, just while we're on Destiny, like they're supposed to be dropping their update. Their big update blog post tomorrow that they've been talking about.
Interesting.
So we'll see. But we'll just have to see what they got to say for themselves, really. I'm not desperate to get back into the game anytime
I've got
soon.
a feeling the damage is done now, isn't it, really?
They've lost a lot of goodwill with the community.
Yeah,
with the XP stuff that happened and the continued Eververse. Like, there's more loot behind Eververse.
There were two big problems, weren't there? There was the XP capping that they weren't telling anyone about, and then there was the problem with the raid, where they gated the prestige mode behind the DLC.
Yeah.
What?
And that's on top of all the other little niggles and bits, like the token system and the weapon loadout change from the PvP to there's a whole bunch of stuff. They said from day one they were aiming at a more casual market, but I think the thing that's biting them in the ass now is the casual market played the campaign and then disappeared, and they're left with a game that the hardcore don't want to play, so nobody's playing it.
Yeah, so no one's playing it.
Anyway, that's enough Destiny talk for now.
What else have you been playing,
Ed? I picked up Hitman, the Hitman Season 1, as it's known.
Interesting.
Over Christmas. I mean, I might talk about that next week a bit more in depth. Cause,
once you've had a bit more game time.
Yeah, and also, I know we're kind of already halfway through our time here, so I don't want to... I'll give that a bit more space next week.
Fair enough.
Short version, it's really good.
Okay, okay, good.
But the past few days, I've actually been dipping back into the wonderful world of Assassin's Creed, which we will segue into our talking about last year in a minute. But yeah, I'm not sure why I decided to go back into it. I did just kind of looking for bits and pieces to play over Christmas and thought, because I'd already finished the main campaign and stuff, so I knew I just had outstanding side quests and bits and things. I was like, you know what, I could play this a bit more, and I kind of then got back into it in a big way, to the point where I've now completed every side quest, or 128 of them.
Holy shit!
I've ticked off every location on the map, which is 400 plus. I don't know the exact number. There was a spreadsheet. I think it's 420 odd locations.
Have you 1000G'd this game?
No, I have not. I have not.
What is left?
So there's a few bits and pieces I haven't done. There's a bunch of papyrus, treasure hunt type puzzle things. I didn't really bother with those.
Do it. Get that 1000G. Get that 100% completion.
But yeah, I mean, that, you know, the locations in themselves took a bit of time going around all the question marks on the map.
This pleases me. Like you're
but the thing is, there's, you know, the thing about it is there is a lot of game. I mean, the side quests in themselves, like it's 128 quests in the game. That's a lot.
That is a lot, yeah.
And you know, some of them are like multi-stage. They're not like short, like just go kill that dude, done. Like some of them are like significant, like little mini story chunks.
If you think about it in like WoW terms, that's like almost half what you would see in an MMO, like a big MMO like WoW.
Mm. Like there is a lot of game there, and considering like, you know, once you finish the campaign, there's people who won't even see a lot of these story things, and it's like some really nice. There was a whole like cluster of sort of side missions which all kind of came together in the kind of one of the final regions where you do a side quest for one person. I think that unlocks the side quests for like a couple of others, and then once you've done all of those quest chains, is like a final one, and it actually brings all the three characters together, which is quite nice.
That's cool.
So it was this whole little thing, and I guess I'm assuming there was some sort of like requirement-based things for unlocking of the different side quests, which was quite nice. And then so some characters have like a sort of you'll get like, you know, you'll do the first quest, and then there'll be like a second and a third. So they'll have a little mini storyline, and it's you know, it's really nicely done. As you know, I said before, like, it's much more RPG than any previous Assassin's game that I've played. The combat system is great, but by far the best thing about it is the stealth sandbox that it gives you. Like I say, like there's these 400 locations. Like a good number of them are military outposts, which task you with, like they come in flavors of 1, 2, or 3 star like outposts. Like the 3-star ones are enormous. Like they are huge fortresses. Like some of you kind of approach them and go, Jesus Christ, this place is massive.
It's gonna take me hours.
And so to kind of like tick it off, you have to, like the 3-star ones, you have to kill the commander, 2 lieutenants or captains rather, and loot 4 chests that are sort of scattered around. And when you manage to kind of do that whole thing in stealth without being spotted or alerting the guards, like there's a real sense of accomplishment.
Yeah,
like
I'm
being,
a badass.
You know, creeping around in the long grass, like sliding like through the, you know, you can like some of the tents have little flaps in the back that you can like slip under. So there'll be like a couple of guards outside the front of the tent. You can just sneak in, you know, assassinate the commander, loot the chest, and like nip out the back again. No one's any the wiser. It's like, it's really cool. It provides like some really solid like.
Does sound like a good little bit of gameplay.
Really, yeah. It's like, and there's just so much of it, and in like that. I mean, for me personally, like that kind of stealth sandboxy thing, like was really the key that like really sold it to me, and was like what I really enjoyed doing. It's like I say, there's a lot of these outposts, and you just enjoy doing them all, even though you're kind of doing the same thing. It is different each time.
It's repetitive without being repetitive. Yeah.
And having like the eagle, because like obviously you kind of come up. Like my thing is, I come up, I sit outside the outpost, maybe hide in some long grass, send the eagle up so I can scout, see where everyone's at, see where the commanders are at, see where the loot boxes are at, and then you kind of, right, or maybe if I go around the other side, I can kind of hop up the wall there, and it gives me a shorter route to X, and like, you know, it's really fun. It's kind of like doing a little sort of recon and planning and then sort of executing it, and then, you know, every now and again it goes completely pear-shaped and you have to just massacre everyone, but you know, it happens.
You know, it happens. It's just nothing really.
And then like, so once I'd done all the locations and stuff, that was the weird thing. So I there's probably about a month between me finishing the campaign and logging in to do all these bits and pieces. When I logged in, I noticed there was a green quest marker on the map, which is an unusual quest marker colour. So I was like, well, that's a bit weird. What's that? So I went over to it, and it triggered this little mini quest. It wasn't very long. It was only like a 10-minute thing. It was just like a little puzzle quest to do some things. But apparently they'd done... I'm not sure how this has come about. So this is Ubisoft. They'd done some sort of tie-in with Final Fantasy.
What?
And so the reward for the quest was the Ultimo sword from Final Fantasy. I got a shield and a chocobo-esque camel mount.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was really random. I don't quite.
That's so weird.
I don't quite understand the tie-in, but
I mean, I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah, it's cool, and the sword, I've been using the sword ever since because it's really good. But yeah, it was just a bit random. So yeah, that was cool.
Random,
but
random
yeah, free stuff. Apparently, the first they've got 2 big story DLCs planned for it.
Ooh,
the first of which is apparently dropping this month. So I'm actually kind of interested.
That's one of your look forward to things.
Yeah, I'm keen to see where they go with it. Before I kind of read what the DLCs were, I had some ideas what they might do, but it's not that at all. So the first DLC is they're adding a whole new region to the game, so there's going to be a whole new chunk of map to explore. Not that they're short of map on any way, shape, or form because it's enormous. But yeah, they're adding a whole new region and a new storyline.
Nice.
So there's going to be another decent chunk. I'll probably see how it reviews and see like what stuff they've added, but there's a decent chance to pick it up. And then they've already detailed the second one that's coming later in the year, which is apparently a bit more away from the kind of areas that they've been in. It's still in Egypt, but apparently it's one of these kind of undead is starting to rise, so you get transferred to like the sort of mythical Egyptian realm, and you're fighting.
We're talking like Anubis style stuff.
Yeah, so you're going to be fighting like sort of mythical Egyptian creatures and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, there's already an element in that in the game because there is some stuff in the game. Obviously it's very steeped in the mythology and stuff. There's a lot of references to all the Egyptian gods and stuff. And one of the things they added just after release was the Trials of the Gods, where you fight. They do, I think it's just come back actually, where each week you fight like a huge god boss monster for like really rare loot or something.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But there's 3 of them and they rotate on a weekly basis. So I've actually got those to do as well. Can't think of it because I didn't do them the first time around. And yeah, kind of nicely segueing into our kind of roundup of us. Yeah, having played it so much and actually found myself really enjoying it. I say it just kind of matches my kind of play style to a degree. I would actually say it's probably my game of last year.
Really? Yeah. Interesting. I think. All right. So I have to rule out RuneScape, right? Because otherwise, that's always going to win. So RuneScape doesn't count.
I have to preface this by saying, obviously everyone's raving about Breath of the Wild and Mario and stuff, but I haven't played any of them.
Yeah, we haven't played them.
Yeah, so I can't really.
We can
comment.
only comment on what we've played, I suppose. Game of the year for me. I mean, so here's the thing with Destiny. Like, for what I paid for it, I did put in a lot of time to it. Like, I put in a lot of hours with. And there were enjoyable hours as well.
Yeah, I mean,
So it was good.
It's getting a lot of bad press at the moment, but the first run through of the campaign isn't a bad experience.
Yeah.
You run through the campaign and you kind of do a bunch of the end game stuff. It's just, I think the problem is it's not with Destiny 1, it kind of really held your attention and you wanted to go back and play it more, whereas this hasn't quite managed it.
I think the big difference for me with Destiny 1, I may not play until the next expansion, but as soon as there was a new one, I would come back and play.
Yeah, you would jump. Yeah,
I would jump back on. Like, whereas with this, I didn't do that. Like, I played for 6 hours, and then I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm done with this.
Yeah, it's like where we are right now. I bought the season pass, so I will come back for the next expansion. But if they haven't changed some of the systems, like, I'll play the expansion and then just leave and probably be
not play again.
Done with it. Yeah.
I honestly don't know what my game of the year was going to be. Like, I don't recall. There's no titles that genuinely stick out to me as something that I genuinely really enjoyed that. I mean, the Fractured But Whole was fantastic, but then for a comical purpose, like that's not something. There's not replayable value or anything like that. Like,
it doesn't need to be replayable. Like, it's just.
Maybe it's the Fractured But Whole.
Unless there's like Stodgy Valley.
Oh right, yeah. Okay, Stodgy Valley. Stodgy Valley probably wins actually. Yeah, actually no. Yeah, why am I even questioning this? Stodgy Valley 100% wins for me because.
Having said that, did that come out last year?
No, it didn't. It came out the year before, I think. On PC, it came out the year before. But even still, like for the small cost, like, it was like £6. I bought it in Steam sale, and it was hours of content, like huge amount of content, and I'm still like, I'm not even halfway through the game. Like, I can still go back and play a bunch more. I do actually plan to. I'm going to get back on it in later this month / maybe in the beginning of February, because because I've got some RuneScape stuff I want to focus on for now. Yeah, I think Stardew takes it for me.
Yeah,
that was very good. I was very impressed with Stardew Valley. I mean, loads of people have raved on at me about it, but I always, whenever they told me about it, they were like, "Yeah, you can do whatever you want in it," and it felt like there was no real direction in that. But but there is a quest system, and it does force you to progress your farm.
I struggle with games a bit that are a bit too open ended. It's why I never, a bunch of guys in the clan play Minecraft and they love it, and I've tried to play it a couple of times. Just it's too open.
Interestingly enough,
I need some direction.
Interestingly enough, there is a story to Minecraft.
Really?
Yeah, you need to dig into the ground, find the portal to the dragon's lair, and kill the dragon. That's the.
I had no idea.
That's the story of Minecraft.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah,
but that's not what people fucking play Minecraft for, is it?
They build USS Enterprises.
I think
bricks.
The only other big example of that is RuneScape, because RuneScape is so huge. There are so many different things to do, and there's no linear progression. There are loads of different things that you can progress, but once you get off Tutorial Island, it's here you go play the game, and you're like, all right, well, where do I start? Anyone that has never experienced RuneScape before would be like, what do I do now? But then you get into the thing with RuneScape is, and Chip suffers with this as well. It's you have to set your own goals. If you don't set your own goals, you find yourself just not playing the game because you're well, I don't know what to do now. So you're increasing your skills, you're doing the quests, you're doing your achievement diaries, you're killing bosses, and that's I've got a huge list I literally got a 20-point list of goals on RuneScape at the minute. Nice. It's massive.
Look, sorry, we're talking about RuneScape again.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Right, so last year, 2017, it was an interesting year. There was a lot of good and bad stuff happened. I think it was I don't know why. Some of the disappointments are rather sticking out in my mind more than the positives at this point. Looking back earlier in the year, we had Mass Effect Andromeda, which wasn't exactly what we wanted.
The storyline was actually quite good.
Yeah, storyline was alright. I did find myself, did kind of have to force myself to finish it.
I didn't finish it for that reason. It was so rinse repeat.
The storyline was good, and there were some really nice, interesting parts to it, but they didn't get resolved because they were clearly setting it up for a sequel. Yeah, which was really annoying. Yeah. So the really interesting parts of the storyline were left hanging. And yeah, the writing wasn't great. There was the whole facial animation debacle, which was kind of hilarious in places.
Yep, that was hilarious.
But the world's just got a bit repetitive after a while. I think by the time I arrived on the 5th planet, I was just here we go again. Yeah. I've got to go and do all the stuff to get it to 100%.
The one thing that was good about the game was the multiplayer. I did enjoy
you played
the wave-based multiplayer.
I don't buy Mass Effect for multiplayer. I guess that's the short version. I never really get in. It was the same way when they started tacking multiplayer onto Assassin's Creed games. It was I don't want to play multiplayer. I want to play the story and do all the assassinating. I don't want to do multiplayer. Some people enjoy it, whatever, but yeah, it's not my bag. But yeah, I know you played a bunch of the multiplayer and got quite into it. It was a bit of a missed.
And then Breath of the Wild took the world by storm.
Yeah, Switch dropped. Breath of the Wild just destroyed everything. And the Switch, I was very skeptical of the Switch when they first announced it. But I think it's been the real success story of last year.
I was exactly the same. I was this looks a bit subpar. It's they couldn't decide whether they wanted a console or a handheld. Yeah. But now I'm I need it.
Yeah, it kind of makes a lot of sense. And the fact that they're literally putting out the best games at the moment.
Yeah, 100%.
They're all platform exclusives.
Apparently the new Mario is fucking unstoppable as well. Apparently it's so good.
You couple that with, obviously, was there a new Mario Kart that released?
There was Mario Kart 8, wasn't it? I think it was.
Yeah, there was ARMS, the fighting game, which is supposed to be really good. The
Stardew Valley is on the Switch.
There you go. Cat Quest, that came out on the Switch.
Actually, I watched someone speedrun that the other day.
Really?
Yeah, completely in 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'll send you the link to it later.
Mario and Rabbids XCOM weirdness, which actually turned out to be really good.
Yeah, you played that, didn't you?
No, I didn't play it.
Oh, and you watched it?
But I watched a bunch of
fair
stuff
enough.
about it. Yeah, totally random, but again, another hit.
PUBG is another title that came out this year, right?
Oh god, yeah, PUBG. Yeah,
that took the world by storm.
I forget of PUBG. Yeah, yeah. I mean, what can you say about it?
Well, I mean, I never
20 million copies or something.
And now there are like 6 new battle royale games coming out next year.
Oh god, what was the latest one? Wasn't it? Oh, Paladins
Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Like they literally have just called it Battle Royale and been like, yeah, but you can play with the Paladins character. Oh, the Overwatch character. I mean,
harsh but fair.
Very fair.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, Fortnite. I'm still impressed at how quickly they turned around Fortnite Battle Royale. That came out of nowhere.
I mean, and it's a good game.
Yeah,
People
and
are playing it.
You know, they made a very shrewd decision to get it onto console as quickly as possible to beat PUBG, and it really worked out for them.
Yeah, it did. Didn't they give that away, the Battle Royale?
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah,
anybody can play it. I mean, it was actually quite, again, it was a very clever move. Like, they obviously had the engine, and they were like, we could just build a Battle Royale game with this engine, give it away for free. And then when people fire it up and go, hey, look, you can buy the other Fortnite game, and, you know, they've probably done some...
They've probably done really well for it, let's be fair.
So, yeah, I mean, God, what else? And then there was the whole EA debacle, but we don't need to go over that again.
Don't need to go over that. So, yeah, the disappointments, Destiny... Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
What else was fucking shockingly bad?
Again, Mass Effect Andromeda.
Mass Effect Andromeda is in that list for sure. Yeah, I think we can say that there's definitely been some ups and downs. Like there've been some really good announcements this year.
I mean,
like
don't forget
Scorpio, Project Scorpio.
Yeah, I mean, Scorpio came out, but again, like there's a whole the exclusivity thing. I don't know whether it hurt it as such, but you know, Microsoft. You know, I'm going to be watching them this year. Like, they need to start coming up with some
for sure,
some good stuff.
For sure.
I mean, Halo 6 has got to be around the corner, but they need to do something special with that. Crackdown 3 should be appearing at some point. I guess we're now moving into that's looking ahead.
Looking ahead, yeah. Well, this is the next section, isn't it? This is like, let's kind of talk about what we are looking forward to.
Yeah.
As opposed to what's coming out. Like.
Yeah, I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah. It's still on the radar for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
let's be real. It never came off. Like,
yeah, where is it now? Because they originally said it was going to come out last year, and they delayed it. And like, it's one of those games where like, I don't care if they delay it. They need to get it right.
Yeah, of course.
So it's
if
now.
Only
it's
they
now
did
down.
that with Destiny.
Let's
not get back into that one.
Yeah, I think it's down for a spring release. I can't remember if they put a date on it or not, but I think it might just be down for a spring release at the moment.
Fair enough.
So hopefully it doesn't slip too much further, but I don't mind if it does.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Red Dead Redemption, obviously the first game is like possibly my all-time favourite game. It's an absolute masterpiece. So, you know, not much expectation there.
No, you know, no pressure.
Yeah. Better be good.
I mean, let's be real. They know that their game nailed it last time, and they know that they've got a big expectation. It's
going to be the one thing I'm intrigued is if they're going to do a Wild West like GTA Online. If they do a Red Dead Online,
I thought that was that's been announced. A Wild West MMO.
Oh well, there is a Wild West. That's a separate. That's somebody else is doing.
That's something
West.
Different.
Okay. If they do like a GTA 5 GTA Online thing with Red Dead, that could be really cool. I would be up for some of that. And that's the other thing. Like they're still pushing out content for GTA Online. Like what? Where are we? Like 4 or 5 years later.
That's got a big player base.
Like it's not. They genuinely. They just had one of the biggest patches that they put out. Like it's all been free like the entire time. So, you know, kudos for them for, like, keeping it going.
Yeah, keep it up, Rockstar.
So, yeah, Red Dead is top of my list. Other stuff, in the not-too-distant future, we've got Sea of Thieves, which I'm quite interested in.
We played the demo for that, didn't we? When we were drunk, right?
Yeah, well, we say demo. It's the technical alpha, so it was a bit bare bones.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it.
They just announced closed beta is coming end of this month.
That's cool.
So hopefully there'll be a bit more to do. After we played it, actually, I did go back into it the next day to try and figure out what the hell I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Apparently you're supposed to pick up quests from one of the shops that then you get maps and go and do stuff. So I was like, oh, cool. So I fired it up, went to the shop, and all the storekeepers were offline. So I couldn't do anything. So I was like, okay, I'll come back later.
Not for you. That's fair enough.
But yeah, Sea of Thieves looks interesting.
What else you got?
So the big one, if it drops this year, which I'm very conflicted about currently, is Anthem.
Anthem. They said late, didn't they? Late 2018.
They said fall 2018.
Yeah.
Again, it's another one of these games where I wouldn't mind if they need more time. I would be happy if they take more time.
This is the solution to Destiny, and if they need to take another year to do it, take it. Yeah. Take that fucking year and give me a perfect game.
It's a brand new IP, so they kind of need to get it right. Otherwise, it's going to be dead. I think they've got what they've displayed and what they've shown us. What they've given us now is a good set of ingredients to make a fucking great game. Yeah, whether how much of that was like real game or like vision or just like this is how the game. This is how we are intending. This is how we are intending the game to be. That kind of E3 showreel thing that they did was like, that looks really cool. Now make it into a game that works.
Now give it to me. I'll put it in my hands.
And don't fill it with goddamn microtransactions. Yeah. See, this is the part that worries me because it's under EA. So I'm very conflicted about this game.
Part of me wants to believe. I want to believe that they've learnt their lesson from this fucking shitstorm with Battlefront.
Well, it's possible.
It's not going to happen. It's going to be packed full of microtransactions. You know it. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be really hyped about it, but I think for me, for a change, I'm actually going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think I'm
how it lands, and then kind of decide whether
it's one of those things where like I'm eagerly watching, but I'm not getting my hopes up. I'll wait.
Like I probably won't even be day one on it. I'll be like,
I have other titles that I'm more pumped for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Anything else from you?
God, I'm trying to think what else is due out this year. Should have.
You have a think. Let me, because I've got
go for
three. I've got three. So the first one I'm going to talk about really quickly is a RuneScape patch. It's the Theatre of Blood, and it's basically the new raid instance. So it's like so the previous raid instance was designed for like 40 people. Like you can literally go in there with 40 people, kill Great Olm, and then you get your loot. This is designed for up to 5. So it's designed for small scale groups, and like I'm pumped for it. It's all designed around cooperation and teamwork, and like people having specific roles, and like it's turning more into like MMO style team game, you know. And I'm super pumped for it. That comes out sort of summer next year. No, summer this year. Next year. Summer this year. That looks sick. Next thing I'm really looking forward to is Ashes of Creation.
Okay, yes.
That is launched. That supposedly launched in fall of this year.
Okay.
Give me that game. This is a new MMO.
Yeah, we've spoken it.
Yeah, I've spoken about it a little bit previously. But apparently, development for it is like pushing forward, like steaming forward. Yeah.
Nice.
And I think it could blow World of Warcraft out of the water. I think it has the potential. Like some of the stuff that they've announced, like no central auction houses. You know, like what are they called? Area nodes that level up as the players in that area level up. So like so you make this home, like this land your home, and then as you start gaining experience within the node, your surroundings and your environment level up with you. So like it's scaling, and you can build up and personalize your own environments. Like it looks like it's got huge potential.
Would there be sort of degradation to the nodes then? Like if you suddenly like decided you wanted your home to be somewhere else and left a node behind, would they degrade over time?
Well, you could. So essentially, what you just said is right. You would leave your home there, and then you would go make a new home in a lower level node and build that up. So it's like it won't degrade. Like that still stays at the level it is.
Stays static.
But it stays static. Yeah. But yeah. That's really hype. I'm hyped for that. The other game that I really want to get my hands on is Dauntless.
Okay, yeah.
Which is the sort of, it's an MMO, but it's like an RPG. It's more of an RPG than it is an MMO, basically. It's designed for like small groups. But it's very easily a soloable game as well.
Okay.
And it looks very I think what grabbed it for me when the streamers had their hands on it was the art style. Like, it looks very cell shady, like, you know, it's that sort of.
Yeah, I remember seeing the alpha that was around last year.
Like
a bunch of streamers playing
Gathalion and Co and all that.
T-Rex,
T-Rex had that. They had their hands on it.
Yeah,
and it did look very good. And I'm pumped for that.
In the vein of Monster Hunter, which is
Monster
coming Hunter World, which is
World.
coming quite soon, actually.
Yeah, a couple of months.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm really looking forward to that.
In fact, I believe there's an open beta about to happen.
I don't know. I'm going to keep my hands off of it because I want to.
Yeah, Monster Hunter World's coming.
I'm going to swan dive into that game. A bunch of the guys I play with are looking forward to that as well.
Think of other stuff. I'm not sure if it's got a date actually. Do we have a date for Death Stranding? The fucking weird thing from the Japanese PlayStation dude.
I've not heard of it.
There's the one with all the weird trailers.
You know what else is fucking coming out this year?
What?
Ni no Kuni 2. Fucking give me that game. Give me it. Also, Kingdom Hearts 3 is supposed to be announced the date is supposed to be announced this year, but I've got a funny feeling it's going to be 2019. Again, I'm okay with that because if they get that game perfect, I will love that. That was a bit graphic. Sorry, internet.
New God of War, that's supposed to be this year.
Dad of War.
Yeah, Beard of War.
Fucking love God of War.
Yeah, that should be sooner rather than later.
I think basically there are a bunch of titles that are coming out that we are pumped for.
Yeah.
That we will no doubt talk about.
There's one title that struck me today, right, just tangenting slightly. So after finishing my dalliance back into Assassin's Creed and deciding I'm kind of done with it for the time being, a whole bunch of the 223, my lovely clan, a whole bunch of guys from that have some have actually just started playing the Division.
Ew.
Well, you say that. So 1.8 dropped before Christmas.
Yeah, it did. I saw Lyric playing it.
Everyone's basically saying like this is like
it's the revamp of the game.
This is like the pinnacle. This is like so.
Saving patch.
Yeah, so I picked it up. Well, the thing I think it's actually drawing new people in, and a lot of returning players are coming back to it.
See, I'm not gonna lie. I was watching Lyric play, and I was like, I could get back into that. I could get into this game.
I've got an Xbox with your name on it.
No, I know. If I pick it up, it'll be on PC.
Ah, come on.
No, man. I'm a PC gamer now.
Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I jumped back into that. And
got Xbox with your name on it. You dick.
Yeah, I've jumped back into it. And yeah, the past 2-3 days, I've been really enjoying it.
Yeah? Liking it?
Yeah, I've been gearing up a bit more. Like last night, I managed to get some sweet. I got a really nice AR with some good rolls on it, and it actually melts people, which I'm really happy about. And yeah, I've been playing in the.
What's the meta now? Is it auto rifles?
I don't. To be honest, I have no idea. Like I've just been running around the PvE area.
Subs were like.
Yeah, they were way overpowered.
They were
in the early days, but yeah, I've been running around the new areas. There's sort of this new. What is it? It's kind of like a dynamic quest system. So in the sort of 2-3 new zones they've added in the top corner of the map, there's usually just a sort of quest marker in the middle, and as you kind of running around in the area, or say it kind of like pings up a thing saying you need to go here and scan this thing, or you need to go and kill these 3 lieutenants, or you need to go and do this other thing. So it's this kind of constantly random generated mission thing that's kind of just in the open world, which is quite nice. So it's quite nice to just sort of ping around doing that. The new kind of game modey thing that they added was it's like a horde mode thing. It's called Resistance. It's a wave based.
Yeah, I've seen this. This is what Lyric
really cool. I've only played it once so far, but it was quite cool.
It looks really fun.
Yeah, I played it solo and got to wave 8, so I was quite happy about that. But
was it 10 wave max?
I honestly don't know. I know you get decent loot at wave 10. I don't know whether it caps. Oh no, actually no. At the beginning it says it's endless.
Oh, interesting.
And there's 3 different kind of areas, sort of maps to play it on. So I picked the first one, which is like on the big aircraft carrier thing. And it's quite an interesting thing. So as you're killing the enemies, like they drop like sort of, I don't know what name for them is, but they drop like credits that are specific while you're in the game mode, and use that to unlock further parts of the map.
Right, okay.
So they like drop kind of XP type stuff, and those. So like on the aircraft carrier, you kind of start on this like little kind of welcome hub terminal thing, and you have to spend like, I think it's like something like 1,200 XP credits, whatever it is, to unlock the doors to get into the kind of dock area.
Oh, okay.
And then it costs 5,000 XP to open like the side doors on the ship itself, so you can get inside the ship. So you kind of doing the waves, killing the guys, getting XP to sort of progress into the
through.
map.
So there's like a progression in this.
Yeah, and then each area has like a medi kit chest and an ammo chest, and they cost like a couple of hundred XP to use the chest. So you kind of, yeah, it's quite nice. I'll be playing some more of it. So I've only done it once so far. So.
Yeah, do it. Keep me in the loop as well. I want to know what you think of it, because it's something. I mean, the thing is, if I were to get it, I would want other people to play it with.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if these does the expansion pass count for this patch?
It's all free now.
It's all free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This was
so
a free.
If you
free
own
drop.
the game, you get this.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, then there's no reason for us not to go back then.
Yeah.
But
no,
okay. I mean,
but like,
I'm really interested. I'm really interested in playing.
But they've revamped. So they completely overhauled the rogue system in the Dark Zone.
Ooh.
As well. Rogue 2.0 is its name.
Okay.
I can't give you details because I haven't looked into it.
Fair enough. I mean,
we're
not massive Dark Zone players, are we?
Well, but that's the thing. I know they've changed it and made it a lot fairer.
Good.
And they've revamped Underground. The fun thing they've added to Underground is there are random chance of hunter spawns.
No, that's not a fun thing.
The other, even better, it will always spawn one more hunter than the amount of people in the party.
So you can have like up to 5.
Yeah. So if you're running around solo, you will get a minimum of 2.
How? Okay, all right. Let's not comment on this right now because we don't have the time. Let's put this into like maybe next week or the week after. I'm gonna get my hands on it and I'm gonna play it, and then we'll talk about it.
I'll bring you an Xbox.
I do still have it on Xbox. No, Ed, no. All right.
But I can't play with you if you're not on Xbox.
That's true. All right, maybe I'll play on Xbox for a little bit. Maybe we'll get our hands on it together.
Yeah, actually, we've actually run.
We're way over. Well, not way over, but like
we had a lot of stuff. We had a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we did.
We haven't been here for a while.
We started this episode. We're like, yeah, we'll keep it short. Like, we've got nothing to talk about, right? After 4 weeks off of not doing this, like.
Yeah, but we'll wrap here. We're going to play you a nice little song.
Yeah, we've got. Ed found this.
I found this. I this week for some bizarre reason I've just been listening to loads of nerdcore stuff, and I found this this guy called Mega Ran, who it seems he does one of these tracks, but certainly the past couple of years he's done these little rap tunes about the kind of year in gaming. So he covers a lot of the stuff we've kind of mentioned, and I thought it was really nicely put together. It's a nice
basically this is a TLDR of what we've just said. Yeah. So if you didn't want to listen to our podcast, you can just skip to the end and listen to this song. We'll let's shout out. What's it called? Did you actually say the name and the track and stuff?
Yeah, he's called Mega Ran.
All right, good.
And the track is just called Year in Gaming 2017, so it's not...
Yeah, cool.
It's on Spotify, so you can listen to it afterwards. But
we'll hit play when we've done a little outro, which is now, I suppose. So, thank you for tuning in, guys. We've been Guys Playing Games. I've been Perry.
I've been Ed. And
we're going to leave you with this little track while we play out. Sign off, yeah. Catch you next week. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
We are going to put words on them ourselves. This book is called Opportunity, and the first chapter is Happy New Year. Can't go forward without going back, so let's break it down. Make a red. Changes in the wind, another year begins, and we use productions officially end. All good, Nintendo had to plan the plans for March 3rd when the Switch would land. And since that day, it hasn't left my hands. You could really end the song right here. But since it's only been 30 seconds, I probably have to continue. Okay, yeah. Xbox lost another exclusive, making dual console ownership just useless. E3 opened its doors to the public, so it was overcrowded. I can't say I loved it. I gotta shout out Bethesda. Fallout 4 became its best-selling game like ever. Horizon Zero Dawn, nice endeavor, but let me tell you about that new Zelda. 2 million copies sold in a month. Left every gamer and parent on the same hunt. By far, that's my game of the year. Persona 5 got cheers, heck of a premiere. Nintendo was winning, so they wreaked some havoc when they announced an SNES Classic. Said it wouldn't be as hard to find. That, my friends, would turn out to be a lie. Atari did one too, but nobody cared. Switch made room, Arms and Splatoon. Resident Evil scared the bejesus out of me. Player Unknown's Battlegrounds undoubtedly surprised of the year, leaving trigger fingers blistered. So good it made PewDiePie say the N-word. Mass Effect Andromeda had a hopes high, but the early word on it was that it was so dry. And I'm not hating. Facial animations made the characters look like they had a stroke on both sides. Sad news hits in the month of May. Red Dead Redemption 2 is delayed. Wasn't much really that Rockstar could say. 7 months later, we still don't have a date. And Justice 2 drops the high reviews. And the Xbox One X, exciting news. Confusing name, but the specs are impressive. Yo, where the games at, though? That's my only question. Kyrie Irving made the NBA his plaything. No surprise he hit the cover on 2K18. Cause we all agreed on his greatness, especially the Celtics. Then he got traded. Sonic Mania, Crash and Cuphead. Odes to the retro style, and I loved it. Destiny 2 remains my jam. I get it in with my clan still whenever I can. Hellblade, super difficult but looks stunning. Super Mario Odyssey, long time coming. Felt good, played better and still shined. First game I beat in a really long time. Had a blast shooting Nazis and Wolfenstein. The usual games drop at holiday times, but EA put the whole game in a backspin with the Star Wars microtransactions. Real money for in-game cheats? Just too much to handle, man, it's got to cease. I guess they agreed and they pulled him from the game. Damage was done though, too little too late. But overall I think the year was great though. I went to E3 and the Tokyo Game Show. I enjoyed Mega Maker and $5 to anyone who understood that Death Stranding trailer. Still hustled, still did a gang of tours. Still no invite to the Game Awards, but ended my year at Twitch HQ as the Capcom staff unveiled some great news. Mega Man 11 coming next year. I'm betting everyone except Inafune cheered. Yeah, I dropped an LP, it's called Extra Credit. And if you haven't heard it yet, man, go on and get it. And I learned that great minds can change things. Respect games, they're fine like paintings. Artwork, show more love, less hating. Consider the repercussions before you say things. I'ma still do what I do and slay things. I wish you great things in 2018. Peace.
Neo.